Adventure Synchron is a natural counter to Tenpai with its ability to hand rip 3 while setting up several negates. This deck list is built to play through multiple interruptions and loves the extra games going first in this current meta where Tenpai is choosing second off the coin toss. Ghost Ogre will prevent us from setting up the Griffin Rider negate, but we can push through this. Bonfire will search and summon Poplar to get us to a free tuner, but they're going to hit us with Imperm here. So instead, we can normal summon Revolution Synchron to set up a Baron to floor negate, which will insulate the combo. Use Rev's effect in the graveyard to special summon itself as a level 1 tuner, and Synchro into Junk Speeder. Unfortunately, we just milled Trail off the top of the deck there, so we'll have to set up an alternate line for the combo. We'll have an extra Stardust Synchron off Illumination, so we can go into TG Hyper Librarian here to draw into some extenders and make sure we can complete the full combo. Charge Warrior will give us a draw, and then we can go into Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon, which is the key card in this deck. If you can play through 2 hand traps, you're going to rip the rest of your opponent's hand, so it's pretty much game over. What's good, YouTube? I'm Duelist Nickel, and we are currently in hand trap hell. The Tenpai meta is in full effect in Master Duel, and they are running every hand trap that you can think of. The good news is that Adventure Synchron is built for this meta. So let's take a look at my Master 1 deck list from Season 34. So early in the season, I was just running pure gas. The reason being that Max C isn't a super effective hand trap right now for Synchron because it doesn't do much against Tenpai, and even some of the other top decks like Voiceless Voice and Centurion, they can also play around it. So I dropped the Roach and subbed in a couple copies of Tuning and Illusion of Chaos. Tuning gives you added consistency getting to any of your tuners, and it's nice to have the option to search and choose your tuner, because now with Enchantress at 3 copies, sometimes you want Assault to pair with her for speeder, or you might want to search the level 4 Stardust tuner to pair with some of the level 1 Snake Eyes cards, and Illusion is also going to add to that consistency getting to level 1 with Souls on the board. Plus, of course, the draw power is going to be an added bonus that this deck can easily take advantage of with all of the extra face-up spells that it can generate. Some of the other options that I toyed with was a second copy of Triple Tactics Talents or Original Simple Spoils in place of that second copy of Tuning. Those cards can work as well. Ultimately, this list took me all the way to Master 2. I believe I was 1 or 2 games away from Master 1, and then I hit a string of bad luck on the tosses, and I had a bunch of games going second in a row. I ended up falling all the way down to my Master 3 D-rank game, so I decided to make some tweaks to the list, which were really effective. I bounced back with this updated list here and ended up going 13-3 down the stretch to take me to Master 1. I decided to swap in Ash Blossom and Gamma because they are both effective against Tenpai, but can also be useful in other matchups. Ash Blossom is specifically because of how difficult it is to pull off a deck out in this current meta. Because of all the Tenpai, you're going to be seeing every hand trap imaginable, and you might need to play through 5 to even 7+ interruptions to execute a deck out. So unless you open thrust or draw into red reboot or call by early in the combo, it can be really hard to pull off. So Ash Blossom is just more insurance against the Roach. Gamma is effective in those
rare games going second in this format.
Plus, it can sometimes help going first as well, because this deck does run a lot of searchers that can bait a Max C. Plus, I'm seeing more people shotgunning D-Shifter in the draw phase than ever, so Gamma will provide some insurance against that as well. And Gamma actually won me my last 2 games to rank up to Master 1, and you will see one of those matchups later in this video. In terms of the cuts to fit the hand traps, I chose to minimize the Snake Eyes package. We're still running Bonfire and Poplar for the consistency to get to the level 1 tuner, as well as the free level 1 on board with Poplar. But I cut the brickier cards within the package, Snake Eyes Oak and Flameburge, and I also cut Snake Eyes Ash, which clashes a bit with the deck, as the adventure engine prevents you from using the effects of normal summon monsters, so sometimes Ash would create awkward opening hands.
I still run the TG cards
because they give you the line to speeder off of the 2 level 1s, which is just too good to cut. You can check out my Snake Eyes Synchron combo guide if you need a refresher on how the Snake Eyes cards work within the deck. So yeah, that's the list for this format. If anyone has any questions,
drop a comment below
and I'll try to answer. And as always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Let's get back into the gameplay. Kashtira is a great engine for Synchrons because they attract hand traps and give free level 7 bodies to use for Accel. Accel will bring back the Jet Synchron and then will normal summon Trail to set up for Accel's effect to go into an unaffected junk speeder. Tenpai has the choice of stuffing their deck with either hand traps or board breakers or even both. So at this point, if you've resolved speeder and they haven't used any hand traps but still haven't surrendered, they're probably holding some board breakers, maybe Droplet, Lightning Storm, or Super Poly, all popular cards in this format. Illumination will give us an extra Stardust Synchron since we open Trail. Crimson Dragon will search for Synchro Rumble, which will bring back Stardust Dragon so that we can go into Baron de Fleur. Now we can go into Ravenous Croc for a draw, and to give us a level 9 to target with Crimson Dragon's effect. Trishula will rip 1 from their hand, and we hit a Pydra there. Then we can bring back Rev to go into a Bestial Dispater. Bring back Stardust with its effect to trigger Trail in the graveyard to summon itself as well. That will set up Framelord Omega for the hand rip, which we can bring back with Dispater to rip a 3rd card from their hand. And we did hit a Book of Eclipse plus a Droplet there, so 2 board breakers down. Hopefully we hit the right cards. We'll set the red reboot for bait. Another board breaker will have to negate with Baron, and somehow they've got a 2nd copy of Droplet. There goes our board. Surely they don't have a starter, right? Except no, they've got their best one. But our trusty Gamma will come in clutch and keep us alive for one more turn. So we know they're getting Eclipse and Droplet back in their hand. Hopefully we can hit the Droplet. Nope. But now we can summon Unicorn and activate to search for Birth, bring back Fenrir from the graveyard and search for another Unicorn. Normal summon it, but we're just short of lethal damage. Hopefully we can hang on for one more turn. We'll rip Bident Dragion from their extra deck to try and stop them from climbing to their level 10 Synchros. We can hit the second copy on their turn. Set the triple tactics for more bait. We know they've got the droplet to stop us from vanishing with Fenrir, but we'll go for it anyways. Target the tuner. Going to board wipe us again with Black Rose Dragon, but we've got one more turn. There we go, nice top deck. Diabellstar can send Framelord Omega, and then Omega can shuffle itself and Baron to floor back into the extra deck. And then we'll normal summon Rev to go into that Baron to floor and win the game. Here's another duel going first, and they did give us first off of the coin toss, so we can assume it's Tenpai. This hand isn't exactly ideal, but let's see what we can do. Fateful Adventure by itself won't get us to the Griffin Rider negate, but it still gives you the free level 4 token. Normal summon Jet to set up for Speeder, and they're gonna hit us with D-Shifter here. D-Shifter will stop us from completing the full combo, but we should still be able to get a couple of hand rips off. Red Reboot is insurance against Imperm. Now we'll have to clear the 2 traps too. Search for Illumination, then use Rev in hand to Synchro and to Accel. Now that we have Accel on the board, we can summon Trail from the deck. Then I'll go into TG Hyper Librarian to try and draw into some extenders to make it through the full combo under Shifter. Activate Accel to go into Dissipator and get the draw 2. Now we're cooking. Dissipator can bring back Stardust Trail, and then we'll summon Assault from the hand to go into Charge Warrior. Charge Warrior will give us more draws, plus the token from Stardust Trail. Baron to floor can clear one of the Imperms. Then we're going to use the rest of the pieces here to go into Trishula to banish the other Imperm. Plus, we can rip one from their hand. You will be going first the majority of games in this format. Wanted in the draw phase plays a round drill. Fateful Adventure will get us to the level 4 token. We won't have Griffin Rider, but Diabellstar will give us that level 7 body. Original Sinful Spoils will bait their Ash Blossom. Hold on to the Called By here. We don't really need this to resolve because we can still use Synchro Overtake to get us to our tuner. Ooh, Gamma on Accel does hurt. But we can take our draw from Wanted, and they've got a third hand trap. Thankfully, Bestials don't hurt Synchrons too much. We'll use Jet's effect in the graveyard to bring itself back and go for Chunk Speeder. Search for Illumination, and since they negated Accel, we can Synchro straight into Stardust Dragon here. So that we can summon Trail from the deck. Charge Warrior will give us a draw, plus the token off Trail. Crimson Dragon will search for Synchro Rumble. And then we can use Assault's effect to special summon itself and go for Ravenous Croc for the draw too. Plus now we've got the level 9 that we can target with Crimson Dragon's effect. Trishula will banish the Magnamut and rip 1 from their hand. Tribute Trishula with Stardust Synchron to bring back Trail as well, and to trigger Assault's effect in the graveyard, which will bring back Trishula. Then we'll go for Dispater and Framelord Omega for the hand rip. Extra pieces will give us more draws and Baron the floor. Now we'll bring back Omega so that we can hand rip them again on their turn. Dispater will negate their Pydra, and then Omega can activate to hand rip their last card. We'll go into Typhon here as a last resort, but we can pop that with Ravenous Croc before they can use its effect. Here's one of the few replays I had going second this season against Super Heavy Samurai, and it's going to be an uninterrupted board. Let's see what they've got. You think the hand rip is your ally, but you merely adopted it. I was born in it, molded by it. Double hand rip and an omni negate, we can do better than that. You know they'll have to negate right, so go ahead and bait that Baron. Now we can use talents to steal their Dispater and resummon Omega to our field. And then we're gonna rip an Ash Blossom from their hand, and that'll do it. Here's another duel against Tenpai where they gave us first. We'll get into the adventure engine here. Now we can use illusion to search for souls. And then they're going to hit us with D-Shifter. But that's going to make our Triple Tactics talents live for the draw too. And we can still get to Speeder, so we should be okay. At this point, they were no longer lighting up for any hand traps, so I figured I was good to resolve Speeder and decided to hold on to Griffin Rider in order to conserve space on the board. Water Enchantress with Assault Synchron is a good line into Speeder to keep in mind. We still haven't even used our normal summon. We'll go into Accel here so that we can summon Trail from the deck. Then I'm going to go straight into Framelord Omega to ensure that I can get the hand rip. Now that I have the board space, I'll summon Griffin Rider for the Omni Negate. Then I can go into Dispater to resummon Framelord Omega for the second hand rip. Super Poly and Droplet? Let's see if that's enough. And for the final duel of the video, of course I had to include a Max C challenge. If you follow the channel, you know these are some of my favorite duels with this deck, and this season it's especially rewarding to pull off a deck out because the amount of hand traps that you can face is insane. Ghost Spell on Accel does hurt here, but we've now got our level 4, and if you recall, we did dump another tuner to the graveyard earlier. Let's see what we can get off the draw 2 from Triple Tactics talents. Here we go, Foolish Burial. Let's use that to get to right, and we'll save that for later. Now we can bring back Rev as a level 1 tuner, and normal summon Junk Servant to use Accel's effect to go into an unaffected Junk Speeder. Except they're gonna hit us with the Gamma here. But we can still go into Speeder, and at least that's going to shut them off from imperming us, and it will make Thrust live. Since Accel got negated, I'll go straight into Stardust Dragon here. So that I can special summon Trail from the deck, and then Charge Warrior will give us a draw and a token. Use the token to go into TG Hyper Librarian to facilitate draws. Now I'll use Right to get the Adventure Engine live and a negate on the board. Croc will give us another draw. Let the Ash Blossom go here, this is fine. I'll use Stardust effect to bring itself back, as well as Trail from the graveyard. Illumination can lower the tuner to level 3, and then I'll go into Crimson Dragon to search for Synchro Rumble. I decided to let the effect failure resolve here because I didn't want to open myself up to Nibiru, and I knew I had souls in hand to give me 2 more draws. And boom, there it is, card destruction. The only problem is they still don't have enough cards in hand, and now we have a full board with no tuners. So since I don't need Thrust anymore, I can use it and negate with Griffin Rider to clear board space. Then I'll bring back a tuner with Synchro Rumble to set up a fresh negate with Baron. And just like that, their hand's big enough. Activate card destruction and win the game.
Bad girls in a place with the pretty face, itty bitty waist and a fat cake. Let me get a taste. Yeah, we need to get the bodies out the cage. Shorty got a body like she caught a case. Out of this world, give us some space. Boss, but I'll let you set the pace. I wanna get in, you look like a safe.
Straight from the Middle East, lit like a rocket. Give me a bit, I'm a rocket. Feeling like rock.